Your next comic, if you don't shut up, she will shut you up, because she is a fucking killer. I saw her for the first time last month at a place called Il Parada. She is hilarious. One of my favorites. Every guys, put your hands together for Lydia Popovich.
Keep saying that. I spent like 2 weeks in the South and I cannot stop. It is just, I feel like it just makes me more approachable. You know, my previous greetings are usually just like walking around this city completely engrossed within my telephone, and then when anybody comes remotely near to me, I just look up and say, I don't have any money! I guess that's a little abrasive for most people, so I'm just going with, hey yo, hey! I feel like it makes me softer. It's nice. I'm at this part of my 30s where all of my friends are married and having children. Like, they're all kind of baby crazy. Like, it's making them mentally insane. It's really difficult for me to hold conversations that don't involve mentions of t-ball or like ballet classes. Like, I just don't give a shit. Like, I don't care. I'm just not, you know, and I understand that because I'm selfish. Like, I'm not gonna have children because I am incredibly selfish, right? And I do get that, like, having a child is pretty much like the greatest sacrifice you can make for yourself, but that's just not one that I'm going to make in my life. But that's fine. Like, that's not the real reason I'm unhappy with my friends. I'm unhappy with my friends with children because it is keeping me from doing the one thing that I care most about in the whole world, and that is have brunch. Oh, I love brunch. Oh, I'm a single person in my 30s. I brunch hard. You know? Like, I trained in my 20s going to shitty, substandard brunches at restaurants that weren't even qualified to have the meal, where like the back of the menu just said breakfast, right? Places with like only 2 choices of bread. Places where all the condiments are pre-packaged into single-sized servings and stacked into caddies all shitty on your table. Places that don't even have butter, like just margarine, like that's acceptable, you know? Places where you order a fruit cup and it all shows up and it's like 4 different shades of weird melon. You're like, was this sliced in 1972? Is that why there's cottage cheese on it? You know? Places where you just drink those pre-mixed mimosas and the only time you get drunk is while you're actually drinking them, and as soon as you put them down, you're instantly filled with regret and headache. Like I went to those shitty brunches. You know, I went to those brunches in my 20s because I knew that one day in my 30s, I'd have the time, organizational powers, the funding to be able to go to long, deliberate, elaborate, purposeful brunches. You know, brunches that you plan in advance. Brunches that you wake up for sober. Yes, because you gotta get to that restaurant on time because you know how long it took to get that reservation. And also because you know that there is a drink menu full of options you had no idea existed. With stuff like chartreuse. What's that? I don't know, put it in my champagne, sounds great. You know? Places with so many bread choices, they've got biscuits and scones, which are technically the same thing, but so different. You absolutely need both. Places that know how to poach an egg and slow cook an egg. 2 different things. Those are the only 2 ways you should be taking your eggs at brunch if you're a goddamn adult. Places that know that the only home for one of those 2 eggs is in a beautiful basket of spinach that's been sauteed with chicken stock and garlic and shallots. Somewhere that has taught Hector not only how to pronounce the word hollandaise, but more important, how to make that shit from scratch. Because hollandaise comes from the heart, not from a goddamn can. Alright? That is a difficult sauce to make. It must be whisked and whisked and whisked, and the fat needs to be added at the same time with the acid so that you get a velvety, delicious, gorgeous blanket, so that when it comes time to just pour that over those eggs, it covers them like the baby Jesus in a goddamn nativity. It is gorgeous! Places that have real butter that has been shaped into perfect little globes and then stacked onto plates and put into the fridge and chilled and then taken out with the right temperature, so that when it reaches your table and you go to spread it across your bread, sir, it doesn't fuck up your crumb. Yes. I want somewhere where those eggs are so gorgeous, when that table, it comes right in and you sit down and you look at that hollandaise blanket, you see those eggs steaming up, you don't know whether to put your tits in it or put it in your mouth. Right? I'm talking about brunch! I brunch hard! I fucking love brunch! You can't have a sexy ass brunch like that with a fucking toddler at the table. No! Greasy little disgusting hands spilling $15 glasses of booze. Like, man, fuck your baby! Leave that shit at home. This is our time. This is brunch. This is our time! But if I'm lucky enough to amass a quorum of friends, childless friends, to go to brunch, I better hope that the restaurant we choose does not allow children, that they understand the sacred coven of brunch. Because one of my lonely-ass girlfriends that is yet to procreate will lose the entirety of her shit if she sees a baby in that room. She will see that baby and be like, oh my God, look at that baby. Do you guys see the baby? Look at the baby, 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 look at the baby. Bitch, I see the baby, eat your waffles! Damn! You know, and it would be fine if it stops there, but it doesn't. No. This lonely bitch is gonna do the single creepiest thing you can do as a woman, which is ask to hold a child that is not yours. Second creepiest thing you can do as a woman is take a child that's not yours, bring it deep in and do this. Oh my God, this baby smells so good. Oh my God, which is not only creepy, but factually inaccurate. If we want to be honest with each other, babies are disgusting. Babies are the single grossest thing on this planet next to a doorknob, okay? Their hands are always glistening. You know why? Mouth, butt, mouth, butt, mouth, butt. They've got a bag of shit and piss literally strapped to them 24 hours a day. They got milk fermenting in those tiny neck folds. Like, they smell disgusting, okay? What smells good? Johnson's Baby Lotion. Yeah, stuff smells delicious. Yeah, it's $3.49 at Walgreens. Fresh, clean. You can leave that alone in a car on a hot day. Okay? I'm just saying. We've got choices. I choose brunch!